Half of the nation's 9.3 million citizens have received both doses, and the country is now ready to vaccinate adolescents as soon as authorities approve the vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds. I'm joined live now by Dr. Michael Hal-Berthal. He's director of the Rambam Medical Center in Israel. Doctor, thanks so much for your time. What do you put the success in Israel down to when it comes to the vaccine rollout?
There is no doubt that the success of the vaccination is the way that we managed to recruit the citizens of Israel to do the actual vaccination. And I think that, for instance, at Rambam, the first one that was vaccinated was myself. And I think that this is why, and lots of the media, and the fact that we had so many patients and death mortality in Israel, I think that this is what made the difference, and people just went and vaccinated. And another thing, the infrastructure that was done, that the vaccination was very close to home. Nobody needed to run and really efficient. And we managed to vaccinate about 200,000 people a day.
And what's the efficacy of the vaccine in the real world? Now that a big part of your population has been vaccinated, what has the impact been on the number of infections?
So there's no doubt. What we see around the country, when we had about 1,400 people ventilated in a critical condition, now we have 200. And when we had about more than 10,000 new cases a day, at the rate of positive confirmed cases of about more than 10%. Now we have 300-400 patients a day, and the rate of confirmed cases is less than 1%. So and we see in the hospital, we had just a few weeks ago 120 patients in the ward. Now we have 19. So the effect is quite obvious. And when we see now what's happened around the country, hardly any of the people that are being hospitalized were vaccinated. So the vaccination works. There's no doubt with that.
And Doctor, have you got a sense of how large a percentage of the population you will be able to vaccinate? How many will take the vaccination? Do you have a percentage of skeptics in Israel who will refuse?
So you said at the beginning, Israel is about 9.3 million people. We already vaccinated over 5 million people. Now, about almost 1,850,000 confirmed cases, and now we are also vaccinating them, one vaccination. Now, Israel is a young country and lots of children. About 2.5 million of our population are children. So if you do all the calculation and all the mathematics, we have now somewhere less than 1 million people, so less than 10% of the population that did not vaccinate yet. So, and I hope now that, as we heard yesterday, we are using the Pfizer vaccination, that it's also for adolescents. And I'm sure that once we get all the approval, we will also vaccinate them. And I think that the issue of people that do not want to be vaccinated is extremely low.
Well, that's good, and we wish you all the best for the future and your efforts in vaccinating the population. Congratulations in what you've achieved thus far. Dr. Michael Hal-Berthal, Director of the Rambam Medical Center in Israel. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, and we wish you just the same. We know that after one vaccination, and we show that also in the literature, 96% of the people below 60 become immunized. So we just need to go and do that, and I think this is the solution for around the world, at least in the meantime.
Yep, well said. Hard to disagree with that. Thank you, Doctor.